Folks, welcome back to an episode of What Did Rudy Waste His Money On? And also a discussion on strictly the state of magic and investors in the world in August of 2021. So we've got a small thing to go over today, which is a small collection here that came into the store, and another small 2-card collection that came into the store. Both absolutely wild stories here. We're going to talk about this first, then we're going to go into this small collection over here. Before we start jumping into that, these transactions are completed. Some of these were a couple weeks ago, some was last week, but we are getting it filmed here before we get it audited and locked up in the old From the Rudy Vault 4th floor pretzel stick. And we're in a weird time right now, folks. I feel we're in a purgatory transitional period. Kind of funny because right when I started filming these videos, I noticed that in the last probably 7 to 10 days, the crypto world seems to be changing again. It's starting to start another run up. I'm starting to see a lot more people looking to buy, not sell. There's a shift happening right now. I don't know if it's a short-term thing. I don't know if this is laying the framework and the ground floor for the next wave moving into the end of the year. Excuse me, or 2022. I'm not sure yet. So let's talk about this. So first thing, we got a nice little unlimited piece of power here, the old Time Walkaroo. Very, very nice here. Again, we're not talking gem mint crazy stuff here, but absolutely gorgeous looking. Beautiful unlimited time walk. As you can see, we got some nasty little dents and cuts on the card. And of course, definitely very well loved. Nice little roller line there. But again, no inking, nothing dramatic there. The real deal. Very, very cool cards. So before we move on to the infamous, that beta time twister sitting right there in the corner. Or I'm sorry, but yeah, I just want to talk about this. So I get a lot of questions about, Rudy, look, I want to slowly buy some of these old high-end cards, but, should I just focus on really high-end, BGS Quad, 4X, 5X, Mount Gox, Super 9.5 Sub-Quad Part? I said, look, man, all of that is important to a certain sector of the market. You're not going to downplay it. But I'm not really, that's not my thing. I really don't care. I am on the side of, I would rather buy 5 or 6 played ones like this versus have one gem mint 2 sub quad 9 plus plus 1 plus 2 minus divided by your X. I mean, look, I'm not going to downplay the value and importance and significance of difficulty of getting that because it is justifiable, but it's just not for me, and that's okay. Obviously, yes, I really don't buy PSA 10s anymore because you really can't find them. And if you do find them, they're so ridiculously priced and Rudy's so cheap, I can't really get anywhere with it. So, that's why I still prefer buying raw cards. So, pause the video here. If you're interested in selling any old alpha, beta, old school magic cards, AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com is the only authentic way to get a hold of me. No comment sections, no WhatsApps, no Tinders and Parlors and Twitters and Tumblrs and MySpace and all that. I don't use any of that stuff. I'm sorry. It is literally just that email, or if you're a patron, you can send me a direct message. It's the only legitimate, authentic ways to get a hold of me. Every other method, every other post or anything is a scam. Be aware of that. So anyways, I want to address this before we move on. People are asked, the most common question is which is a better investment, Rudy? If I buy a PSA 9 minty or if I buy the raw one that's played, one maybe 20,000 and one maybe 5,000, but percentage-wise, which is going to grow faster? Well, on a percentage scale, in my personal opinion, they will have similar percentage movements. Now, the top 0.01%, the Gem Mint Pristine BGS 10.69, those are always probably going to have a higher acceleration rate or a higher velocity or a faster rate of change, as they say. But the difference is not really enough to really be fixated on. In other words, let me put it this way. This is a PSA 10 for, I don't know, what's a PSA 10 time walk? I don't know, let's just say $15,000. I have no idea. And this one here is beat up and all messed up for a couple grand, okay? If this card goes up 50% from, I don't know, 3 grand to 5 grand, the $15,000 PSA 10 is probably going to go from 15,000 to 25,000. So percentage-wise, there's really not much of a difference. So if you have 5 of these at 3,000 a piece, that's 15 grand. If they go up 50%, the total net worth shift on paper will be similar. So trying to target a subset of the market for the best percentage gains is kind of a losing strategy. The key is, again, diversification, time and patience. You can't get rich overnight. There's nothing I can email. You can't sign up to be a Rudy patron. Say, Rudy, what card do I buy this week so I can quit my job tomorrow? And say, Rudy, if you show me a pay stub for $70,000, I quit my job right now and work for you. I don't have that. I don't have anything I can tell any of you all that's going to make you rich overnight. That's going to make you 10x your money. I'm sorry. I'm not smart enough to be one of those internet gurus with a secret to make you all billionaires. This is a slow, boring, collectible type thing that does tend to rise very well in a long game. That's the reality. Yes, we went through an era of free tendies and quick money, and sometimes, the MetaZoo thing, 3Xs, or Flesh and Blood, 5Xs, and yes, those things do occur, But overall, it's really not representative of the majority of this hobby. So, okay, I wanted to get that out there. I thought that was important to discuss. I know everybody really wants to look for that special thing, but, it's just really not real. I hate to tell everyone that. All right, so now let's check out this. Beta Time Twister. Now, obviously, Alpha Beta Black Border Time Twisters are extraordinarily rare and extraordinarily expensive. Now, the downside, everybody's afraid of counterfeit and fake cards and all this. So guess what happens when everybody feels that way? They do the bend test. Well, guess what happens if you do the bend test on old cards like this that are very frail and have a lot of wear? The cardboard breaks down, the card gets more fragile, and if you perform a bend test, you're going to crease the card. You're going to cause creasing and actually damage an authentic card because it's not going to perform the same as a pack fresh bend test card. Does that make sense, everybody? So as you can see, this card was performed the bend test so many times over the years, it did actually cause slight creasing in the middle of the card. It is an authentic Beta Time Twister, or I just got scammed out of 1 billion Zimbabwe dollars. I believe it is an authentic Beta Time Twister, but unfortunately, it is nasty and damaged. The only positive thing I can say is it doesn't have any inking, and it's actually the real deal, but it is pretty rough. But again, in a card like that, which is very, very difficult to come across in 2021, and if you don't believe me, go on eBay, type in Beta Time Twister or Alpha Space Time Twister, and look what's available out there. So, yeah, so I wanted to share, very excited to have these two cards in my collection. This was actually a repeat gentleman that I've actually bought power from him a couple of years ago, I believe, and he had two more cards, and this was actually a second transaction I completed with this gentleman. So anyways, over here we have another small transaction that we engage in. This gentleman had some sealed product, which is just, mostly newer stuff, nothing too exciting to share in the video. I'd say like, Gate Crash, I don't know, Commander sets, some random stuff, maybe some Ravnica type stuff. But anyways, the most important part of this, I'll flip through it, but, the highlights of what really drew me to this particular collection, I'll show you in the back here. We got, some unlimited cards, nothing really dramatic here. Commons, uncommons, Niddling Imps, I love that artwork, man. Invisibilities, you got some common cards, Streams, Dryads, Disintegrates, Guardian Angels, a little rare, Island Sanctuary. Still think that's such an underappreciated card. I want to build a whole deck around Island Sanctuary. I've always said that. Obviously, infamous ABU, Unholy Strength with the Evil Pentagram before it was removed and censored. But those really aren't really what the exciting part is here. There's two parts of this that's very exciting to me. Number one, we got a good example of Dark Beta. We have a Death Lace with actually the Dark Beta version. It's not very common, but I have a couple of them I've seen over the years, very, very few. So this is a Beta Death Lace that's actually the darker overprinted. It is legitimate, it is real, and don't freak out, but yeah, there are some versions of the quote-unquote Dark Beta. Some people put a premium on it, some people don't care, some people don't like it at all because it freaks other people out, makes it difficult to sell. I just think it's kind of cool. The other part that really excited me about this collection, honestly, was right here. The two Beta Leeches. Lich. These two particular cards, I love this card. For years, I thought it was some of the most underappreciated, difficult to find. There's certain cards, I'll just flip through this, let you guys see the rest here real quick, but these are some alpha, beta, these are all betas here. Hey, nice little, pretty rough, but, you got an actual unlimited, yeah, not revised, unlimited contract, unlimited brain geyser, nice little unlimited lord, little sonic blast. Oh, there's a nice force field there. And I guess he really liked the leech here. I mean, look, you got another one here. Oh, and you can actually see in this example, what else we got? Oh, there's the other one I was going to talk about, Word of Command. And those are just commons and some lands. There's another example here. Even on Unlimited, I'll take this out of the case so you guys can see. On the Unlimited versions of cards, just like I've done it and showed you guys examples before, there are some different versions. So if you guys check that out, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see here. Do you notice the word is a little bit different? The bottom one. Where's Rudy's tool? Get Rudy's tool. So you notice the bottom one there has more of a bolden font. Can you guys see that real clearly? And the top one looks a little lighter and thinner. But that is the two variants of Unlimited. I have some like Ancestral Recalls and Power from Unlimited that has the same exact examples. I thought that was interesting. Anyways, but that was really my favorite part of this particular transaction, the dark beta and obviously these two particular beta rares. I've always wanted to comment to everybody, there are certain cards in that alpha beta kind of era. And the old leeches over here is similar in Word of Command are like certain black cards from the alpha beta that are very difficult to find, that are very powerful, that were cut off in the U, in ABU, no revise, and they are just phenomenally underpriced unique cards. They are so difficult to find. I'm no joke. Type in alpha space LICH. Type in alpha space Word of Command. Look what's for sale. Even beta. Even Unlimited. They are so difficult to find. It's dumb. So that was really the most exciting thing for me. So to wrap up this video, I appreciate, gentlemen, the transactions and everything that was completed here. Very, very cool stuff. I have quite a bit of transactions in transit, in process right now to the store. I'd say there's about between 9 and 12 pending transactions with some collector's edition sets, some alpha beta, some sealed boxes. There's a lot of different things. Some legacy cards too, some Urza stuff. There's a lot of pending stuff you guys will see in the next month. But my closing statements, which I'm going to have a whole long form video on coming up, is I believe, I don't know the exact date because I can't predict the future. I wish I could because I wouldn't be on YouTube. I'd be a bazillionaire. I believe we're on the verge in the coming months of another leg up in the old cards. And if we have continued government stimulus, you don't have to pay your bills, and more helicopter money or anything, any variables along those lines, you are going to see another leg up unlike anything we've ever seen. Do I think that's really going to happen, or is the government going to do that? I don't know. I am not educated very well in politics and what's going on. I hear a little bit just on my phone and what pops up on YouTube, but overall, I don't have enough knowledge and understanding of that area to really comment to you all. You guys are going to have to do your research on that. But I can tell you, if we get more of that, excuse me, we are going to see a flight of money, a huge flow, a waterfall of money into the collectible world again. And I believe the vintage Magic stuff, because I've talked about this quite a bit with people. I said, what happened with Pokemon and how it went to the moon and even how it's retraced some? Can you imagine if that happened with ABU or Four Horsemen sets? Can you effing imagine how ridiculous that would be? Because think of it, it's even more rare than Pokemon era cards. I'm like, Alpha, Beta, and Arabian Nights and Antiquities type cards are so rare. You have to remember, Pokemon base sets, especially like Unlimited, even I have old stuff of it when I was a kid. There are literally millions of Unlimited base set Pokemon from the late 90s in millions of people's collections of just bulk, and they've had it since a kid, this and that. There was a lot more of it, and everybody went to dig it out and got into it, and I get it. I'm not downplaying that, but I'm just saying there are not millions of people with Alpha, Beta, and Arabian Nights type cards just sitting in closets and attics. The print runs were so low, it's just dumb. And I was like, I think we are on the verge of another leg up. We've been weak in the market since May. So May, June, July, we are 4 months in on a weak market on vintage cards here. And I actually think I'm not seeing price declines and buy list drops anymore. I'm seeing stability. And man, holy smokes, everybody. If we have another leg up in 2022, every time we have these huge sea level increases where all the cards rise together, all the ships go up together, even when we have a retracement, it never goes to the previous low. And these things are going to hit a point. I'm telling you, I started talking about this in the last 6 to 12 months since 2020. We're going to hit a point where original Magic cards are museum level items. These are going to become memorabilia game pieces that are museum level. I'm talking like finding, an unopened original Nintendo Entertainment System factory sealed in a gigantic console box. Finding an original unopened, original Zelda unopened, NES, it's going to hit a point where, yeah, there's maybe some out there, but to find certain versions or certain variants or certain printings like Arabian Nights or Alpha, I still think these things are cheap. And right now, oh man, I've been thinking about that lately. And I'm like, what happens if we experience another 50, 100, 200% price increase? The market's going to be gone. That's it. There's going to be nothing else to buy or sell. It's just going to get nuked. And I don't know, folks. I feel storms are brewing, and I don't know when or where it's going to happen, but eventually, big enough time frame, it always does. The outcome will get there, and I don't know when, but I want to be on record. And today, talking about this interesting thing here with these particular black alpha beta cards, and of course Unlimited here, there are certain cards that are just very difficult to find. They're very iconic. They're very special, and man, I just think they're underpriced. Even today, Rudy, how can you say that? An unlimited time walk, even in that condition's like maybe a couple grand. That's still underpriced. Are you kidding me? Do you know what the price is of a mini 6-box case of Modern Horizons 2 collector boxes? It's $2,000. No, $2,500? I think it's well, yeah, about $2,000, $2,500 with taxes. It's all relative. And with the inflation, the cost of everything, it's just the numbers are going to, something's got to give. Something's got to give.